from the last chapter, we recall that all living organisms are made of cell. Correct? This is something what you are learning since many years, right? That all the living organisms or anything which has got life in them, they are made up of what? The basic unit of life, that we call it as cells. Correct? So all the living organisms, they are made of cells. In unicellular means single cell organism, those organisms that have only one cell. A single cell performs all the basic functions. So if an organism is just one single cell organism, it is going to perform all the function and everything is there within that one cell, and that keeps it alive. Okay. For example, in amoeba is what? It is a single cell organism, right? A single cell carries out movement, intake of food, gaseous exchange and excretion. So see, all this function, in our body so many cells are there, and then there is a divisibility of role, right? So but in amoeba, what happens is it's just one single cell which is doing all the function, including movement of the cell, carrying out the intake of food, gaseous exchange, even the excretion, waste material has to be removed out. So all the processes that is required for an organism to be alive is being done in amoeba by that single cell. It's a single cell organism. Okay, but in multicellular organisms there are millions of cells, right? For say plants, human beings like us, animals, we all are multicellular. Most of these cells are specialized to carry out specific function. This is what I meant when I said that there is a divisibility of role. So each cell is like, cells are specialized to do particular kind of function. Cells are, that are doing one kind of function, they join together, they are forming tissues. Then you have studied about level of organization, where we talk about tissues forming organs and organs later on forming organ system. Okay, so let's see, each specialized function is taken up by different group of cells. Since these cells carry out only a particular function, they do it very efficiently. Okay, so these specialized cells, they are doing a particular kind of function, they are doing it very efficiently. In human beings, muscle cells contract and relax to cause movement, nerve cells carry messages, blood flows to transport oxygen, food, hormones, waste material and so on. In plants, what we see, that vascular tissues are there that will conduct food and water from one part of the plant to the other part. So multicellular organisms show division of labor. Okay, divisibility of role is there, there is division of labor. Okay, there will be a group of cells that are responsible for doing one particular function, they will form tissues. Okay, then organ systems are there, and each organ system is doing different role, like we have respiratory system, digestive system, right? So let's see what is given for the cells specializing in one function are often grouped together in the body. This means that a particular function is carried out by a cluster of cells at definite place in the body. This cluster of cells, called tissue, is arranged and designed so as to give the highest possible efficiency of function. Blood, phloem and muscles are examples of tissues. Okay, so blood cells, and because blood itself has number of different type of cells are there in blood. Blood is basically, it's a connective tissue. Okay, you will study in this chapter that blood is a connective tissue. It is it has a number of different types of cells which you have already heard of, like RBC, WBC, platelets and all are there, right? Phloem, and phloem is there in plants to carry or transport food which is prepared by the plants. Muscles, which is there in our human body, muscles that are responsible for giving us movement, again they are combination of cells, right? So they are all tissues. So what we see in case of living beings, there are some single cellular organism and some are multicellular organism. Single cell organism can carry out function using that one single cell. Within a cell, all the functions can be carried out. At the same time, there are some living organisms that are multicellular. So they have number of cells and they are all specialized to do the work, and they have different roles will be performed by different types of cells. Okay, let us go to the chapter now. Now this chapter is on tissues. This is the first chapter in biology part and very important one. Let's see and understand what are tissues. A group of cells that are similar in structure and they work together to achieve a particular function form a tissue. So, you are getting my point. A group of cells, which cells? Those cells that are doing a particular kind of function. Okay, they are specialized to do a particular kind of work. Now, what they do? They form a group. Okay, so now when these cells form a group of cells that are similar in structure, and they are also working together to achieve a particular function, what we call them tissue. So, three things important when you describe tissue. What you have to mention? You have to mention about the cells. You have to see that yes, they have got similar structure and they are working together to do a particular function. Okay, so that is what is tissue. Now, are plants and animal made of same type of tissues? So, do you think that the plants tissue and our tissue will it be same? No, not at all, because yes, you see their function is different. Plants can make their own food and they have a different kind of role. Their movement is not like ours. Okay, they look different. So, how come their tissues be same as ours? So, plants have different tissues, means they have different type of cells, correct, because cells are ultimately forming tissues, and animals also have different cells or tissues. Okay, now let us move further. Let's see, let us compare their structure and functions. Do the plants and animals have the same structure? Do they both perform similar function? Do you think they will have the, now if the cells are different, so obviously their structure and the functionally also they are going to be different, correct, and will they perform the same function? No. Okay, maybe some of the things, general things that are required for the life processes to carry out will be same. Okay, they also, plants also need energy. Okay, they also have some cells that are involved in respiration, we also do, but everything cannot be same, right? So, there are noticeable differences. See, there are many differences which you can notice easily between the two, which like plants are stationary or fixed, they do not move. As I said, their movement is not like ours, we move around freely, but are plants moving here and there? No. Okay, they can spread out, but they will not move, right? Since they have to be upright, they have a large quantity of supportive tissue. The supportive tissue generally has the dead cells. Okay, so plants, they have to stand upright, they have got some supportive tissues, and those supportive tissues, if you see, they are made of dead cells. Animals on the other hand, now let us talk about animals. What they have, on the other hand, they are moving around. Plants, as we saw, they have stationary and fixed, correct, whereas animals, you see, they are moving around in search of food, mates and shelter, correct. They consume more energy as compared to the plants. Most of the tissues they contain are living. Okay, so most of our tissues, there are some cells which are non-living also, they are dead cells. Let's say our nails have got dead cell, our hairs are made of dead cells, right? But our rest, all, most of our body parts or our tissues are made of living cells. We need more energy as compared to plants because our activity is more compared to plants, right? Our movement is more. So, you see these all change, these all differences between the plants and animals which can be easily noticed. Okay, and you see it, you can understand what's the difference, right? So, another difference, now see here, there is another difference which is given between animals and plants is in the pattern of growth. If you see the pattern of growth, there is a difference. Let's see, the growth in plants is limited to certain region, right? While this is not so in animals. When we are growing, there is a growth, okay, taking place, like, you know, when think about the child, small child, as it grows. Okay, so all the body parts, hands, legs, everything is like, you know, head, small, and then everywhere the growth is taking place, everything grows as the child keeps on growing and as the age increases, right, which stops after some time, correct. Whereas in plants, what happens, this is either they will grow upright, like on the upper side, okay, lateral, they will be growing up, right, or they will be growing at the tips, like, you know, where the branches will come out from those tips, it will be growing, right. So, it is not the same. There are some tissues in the plants that divide throughout their life. If you see in plants, there are certain tissues that will keep on dividing throughout their life. These tissues are localized in certain region Based on dividing capacity of the tissues, various plant tissues can be classified as growing or meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Okay, so if you see that in plant tissues, okay, plant tissues, if you see, there are certain regions, they are the certain region or particular region where we will see the cells will keep growing, there will be growth in the cell. With these type of region where there is a keep on growing and where the cells have the capability to grow, they are called as the meristematic cells. Those cells are called meristematic cells, which forms the meristematic tissue. Okay, and there are some that will not divide, we call them as a permanent tissue. Okay, so there are two types of tissues which are being talked about here. One is meristematic, another one is permanent. Cell growth in animal is more uniform. In case of animals like we, okay, human beings, or in other animals, you will see that it is more uniform. It is not like it is localized in one area and from there only it will keep growing. Okay, we don't have that kind of growth pattern, right? So there is no such demarcation of dividing and non-dividing regions in animals. Okay, so there is no demarcation of dividing and non-dividing. What does it mean here? That in plants you will see that, okay, once the branch start growing from the tip of the branch, or let's say from the bud, or when the plumule is coming out, so from laterally up it will keep on, vertically up it will keep growing. Whereas in case of human beings, there is no such area or any particular point from where we will say, okay, from here only the part will grow. Okay, so there is no particular or demarcated dividing or non-dividing region in animals. Okay, when the growth is taking place, it's everywhere. Internally also our organs grow, right? Fine. The structural organization of organs and organ system is far more specialized and localized in complex animals than even in very very complex plants. Okay, so if you see the structural organization of organs and organ system, it is also more specialized in case of us. We have such a specialized organ and organ system, but that thing is not there in case of plants. Okay, even in a very complex type of plant also, that kind of organ and organ system and kind of complexity which we have, organization which our body has got, that is not present in case of plant. This fundamental difference, okay, this fundamental difference reflects the different modes of life pursued by these two major group of organisms, particularly in their different feeding methods. And because internally and our specialization of our body and the body of plant, it is different, it's quite different. So based on that only we'll see that our feeding habits is also quite different. It is not the same. There are a lot of differences which we can see externally itself between the plants and animals, right? So also they are differently adapted for sedentary existence on one hand, plants, and active locomotion on the other on the other animal. It's here, it means that if you see plants, how they are adapted for sedentary existence, means they can remain at one place. They are adapted to that. Their work is done, they have to just do photosynthesis and all their life processes are carried out, right? Active locomotion you will see in case of animals. Now this active locomotion means movement. Locomotion means movement, change in place from one place to another. Okay, contributing to this difference in the organ and organ system design. And based on that only we have different organ system. Like the organ system which is helping in the movement of our is our skeletal system, right? Our muscular systems are also adding, because they both are working together in order to bring a good kind of movement, a coordinated movement in our body. Okay, I hope till here it is quite clear to you all. Okay, now there are some questions which you can try to answer if you have understood what is the tissue. As I told, what all things you have to mention: similar kind of cells doing same function. Okay, they form the tissue. Okay, now what is the utility of the tissues in multicellular organism? What do you think? How the tissues in multicellular organism, what is the utility? These tissues are the one that will be responsible for carrying out different tasks, different function. Okay, so tissues are formed so as to form an organs. Okay, they will do a particular role, they will help the organ to function properly. Different tissues will be involved in doing carrying out different processes. So it's not so that only one kind of cell is being put on with the lot of work. So there will be divisibility of labor, right? So you can talk about all these things, that it becomes easy to function, different kind of roles can be performed, that there won't be much workload on only one particular kind of cells or tissues, right? So there's a lot of utility a tissues has, and they are more specialized. They are very they are very specialized to do a particular kind of function, so they can do that work properly, they can do it well, they function properly, and there's more organization. The organism, multicellular organism, they are more organized because of the presence of these tissues. Okay, so let us do the plant tissues in our next class. I hope till here it is clear, and please do revise. Okay, thank you, bye bye till then.